What up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. Today we're finally going to be digging into this case. It's been sitting on my chair over there for a little while now. Nabalis reached out, I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago at this point, to check out their brand new version of the Hydra. The Japanese Tonto variant of the Hydra. Now, I didn't do an unboxing video for this because, it's a Hydra. I already talked about the Hydra when I went down to Florida and tried ties. But also because I wasn't sure about the release schedule for this. I think to this day you still can't buy one of these. But upon talking to Nabalis, they did tell me that I could release this video whenever I was done with it. So I would imagine you're going to be able to buy one of these on their website within the next month or so, hopefully. But again, I don't really have a solid timeline. So take that with a grain of salt. But this is just like... It's just a ballad song that I didn't really have too many high hopes for. The Hydra was a ballad song that was good, don't get me wrong, I liked it. But it kind of just got overshadowed for me by other $100 or sub-$100 ballad songs in the area. Specifically Nabalis' cheaper stuff like the Vulp and the Marbles, I just enjoyed way more than the Hydra. Not to say it's bad, I think the Trident was my least favorite of their lineup that I tried. But it just remained unremarkable to me. So, I gotta be honest, I kind of leveled the same thing towards this. I figured, okay, I'm probably going to get something that's pretty well built and flips fine, but isn't going to be my favorite thing ever. I'm happy to say I was fairly wrong. I think this is a really, really solid performer for the price. I would assume this is going to be around the same as the old False Live Blade Hydra. About $110. And, it's still a Hydra at the end of the day. It comes with all the Hydra's problems like that, which we will get to later in the video. But it's not the grippiest thing I've ever seen. The handles do feel like they lack a little bit of weight once you remove that handle bias, because while the original Hydra is a handle bias ballad song, this feels a lot less, and I think that's just because it has a lot more tip weight here. The original Hydra comes to a point quicker than this does. So you get that tip weight, you get that better fanning experience, which makes it just overall feel more neutral, which I prefer. You just do get a little bit of a feeling, I don't really know how to describe it, but you get a feeling sometimes, not all the time, that the handles are just kind of hollow. The handles aren't carrying too much momentum here. I would almost even call this a tip-weighted ballad song, but I think I would need someone like Pyro, the tip weight guru that he is, to sort of come in and talk about that one a bit more thoroughly. But for me, I like this a lot better than the original Hydra. It fans better. It just feels overall more responsive to me. I just like it a lot. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. It has problems. I think this is one of the more slippery aluminum ballad songs out there. As someone who isn't really an aluminum hater, like some people out there, like I know Den Den is always someone who hates aluminum ballad songs. I usually don't have a problem with it. Like, most of them are fairly grippy to me. But this is the case of, you don't really get too much from this texturing. There's nothing on the sides here, and it's just glossy, so it just kind of doesn't do much. The jimping is what I would describe as fine. But if you think the Vulp jimping isn't enough, then you're definitely not going to like this. It's like a less aggressive Vulp jimping, I would probably describe it as. As far as comfort goes, though, I mean, it's comfortable. The blade spine is well rounded and crowned, and it feels good, it fans good, it flips good. I like it. So I definitely think that this was a upgrade over the Hydra, just with a few problems that they didn't fix from the Hydra, like, the grip, the overall just the sound of it. Like, it would sound the same if it was lubed. I haven't lubed it in like a day or two, but it would sound the same even if it was lubed, which doesn't really make me too excited because, like, the sound just isn't the best. But, whatever, it's $100. At the end of the day, I don't know, do I like this? I think it beats out something like the Arctic for me. The Arctic being like $10, $20 more expensive. I think subjectively the Arctic still wins because, the Arctic is my first ballad song. I'm always going to have a soft spot, a soft spot for it. But I think objectively, if I were to look at it, I do like the Hydra. It fits my preferences just a little bit more. I guess that isn't objective, but you know what I mean. If I look at it through less of a rose-tinted glasses perspective, I think I do like the Hydra a little bit more. But the question is, does the Hydra stand up to things like the Orion or maybe even the marbles below it? I don't know. I think this version definitely makes a better case for itself because you get that better flipping experience, in my opinion, but I still wouldn't call it the perfect $100 Balisong. It's a very good upgrade path, don't get me wrong. And I like the color of it, I like the design of it, except for this false live blade, but we'll get to that in just a second. I think it's good. I think it is very good. I just have a few problems with it that keep me from being completely excited about it like I am about something like the marbles. I think still at the end of the day, if I were to spend money on a Nabalis product, it would probably be the marbles. That thing is just so interesting to me, and you can get it for cheaper. But let's talk about my biggest problem with the Hydra, the false live blade, because this is something that Nabalis has been doing for a while now, kind of kicked off by Artsy and her wave that Ty reviewed in the channel a while back now. I'm not in love, and when I say not in love, I just really don't like the idea of a false live blade, because this thing, you get the worst of both worlds, right? Trainers and live blades, there is no objective better. Anyone who runs around telling you that trainers or live blades are better is just wrong, because it's literally preference, just like everything else in this hobby. I don't know why people are still arguing about this and losing their heads over, oh my god, it's a live blade, oh my god, it's a trainer, blah, 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 blah. But with this, you do just get the worst of both sides. You get the, how do I say it, you get people in public being scared of you because it looks like a knife, but you don't get the utility that a knife would actually bring you. You get the increased bite handle awareness of a live blade, but I mean, I guess you don't get cut. That is technically a positive. But like, I feel like it's just the worst of both worlds. You don't have something that can very obviously be recognized as a trainer, but you also don't have anything that can be utilized like a live blade, even if this tip right here is probably as sharp as some live blades would be and has legitimately gotten me at some points when I flip it. And I mean, the blade isn't necessarily dull. Like, you can chaplain on it, but I wouldn't want to for too long. Which I guess if this is a thing where you want to sharpen it yourself, this is definitely much better than the Wave was. Because the Wave, I know, I'm pretty sure the Wave had a pretty thick bevel, but I know the Wave had a tip that like flared out in some weird way that made it so sharpening was not going to be very easy on it. This is definitely something I could see someone sharpening and actually having a pretty good edge on if you get a good blade. Now, you might be able to notice there's like scuffs down here because I had to sand off like a burr on my blade, which was really annoying. It was a very, very obvious burr that was kind of sharp, actually. So if you hit it, it kind of hurt. I mean, you can see like the sandpaper mark. So I sanded it down. It's not perfect. I can still feel it, but it's much better than it was. So that's something to keep in mind. The quality control of these blades, I mean, it's a $100 product from Nabalis. I wouldn't be expecting some crazy sharpenable, like, right out of the gate live blade experience. But I think it's definitely, it's a better implementation of the idea of a sharpenable trainer than I think the Wave was, with a better blade profile for beginners, which is a whole nother rant that I could go on about the Wave. But, you know, I'm just not a fan, you know? It doesn't make much sense to me. If you want it to be a trainer, I think it should just be a trainer, which they do sell trainer blades of this. Well, they sell trainer blades of the Hydra. I don't think they actually have the Japanese Tonto trainer blades, or if they're planning on doing that. That might be a question to ask Nabalis. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, ideological opinions about a design aside, I think it's a solid Balisong. It's comfortable, if not a little bit slippery. I think it flips better than the original product, which would probably have me recommending it a little bit more. The original Hydra was a Balisong that I honestly just kind of forgot about after I tried it, because it was just a very basic, this flips like a Mako or a Triton. It's just like that Squid Industries kind of handle bias. It's made in a, it's $100, so it's not like it's a remarkable build or anything like that. And this definitely still is like that. I definitely wouldn't be running, screaming from the rooftops that it's the best build I've ever seen. I mean, you can even see inconsistencies in the blade that exist that might get in the way of sharpening. I don't know. But nitpicking like that aside, I think the flipping is really great. I like the color. I like the comfort. I like how it flips. Probably one of my favorite. I'd probably put it at the top of my tier list of all the Amazon Balisongs. Even above, I'd definitely put it above something like the Matata, which, oh my gosh, has just been living in the little case. And hey, while we're talking about it, the unboxing experience for the Nabalis stuff is just great. You get the lube, you get the thread locker, you get this like case that can hold 3 Balisongs. It's great. I have a little like Amazon Balisong case, even though the only Amazon Balisong here is technically this, because this is the only thing you can buy on Amazon right now, but, whatever. They all kind of give me the vibe of Amazon Balisongs, so they're going in the Amazon Balisong case, and with my storage issue going on over here, it's nice to have a Balisong come in that, fits 3. So that's really cool. And that definitely adds to the value of it, for sure. Really. The only other thing is they were also supposed to send me their bushing buddy. They were interested in me checking that out. But I didn't get one in the package with this, and I haven't received one since, so I don't know if those are still on the way. Maybe look forward to a future video about that. Nabalis, if you're watching this and you sent it out, I didn't get it, so hopefully we can figure that out. But... or maybe I just misunderstood in the first place, and this was all that you were planning on sending me. But thank you for sending me over the Hydra. I really do like it. Like I said, I would put it in the higher tiers of the Amazon Balisongs. Definitely not up there for with the marbles for me. I like the marbles just a little bit more. If I had to compare it to the Vulp, I'd even say I maybe like it a little bit more than the Vulp, just because, you get better chaplains than you do on the Vulp. But at the same time, I think the Vulp, as slippery as some people think it is, just stays in my hands a little bit better because of the Bead Blast, which I know Bead Blast isn't the best, but I also just prefer the design of the Vulp a little bit more. But yeah, Japanese Tonto Hydra, way better than I was expecting, I will say that. And a really, really solid product from Nabalis. I'd put this above the Trident, I think is their G10 model for sure. And a good little recommendation if you're looking for something to upgrade from your plastic or Vulp maybe. I definitely put this on the list. It's solid. Not perfect, as I've said multiple times, but solid. Just can't flip it in public pretty much ever, even though it is a trainer blade. But also the tip is really sharp. So like, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those like make up your mind decisions, Like, do you want to make a live blade or do you want to make a trainer? Pick one. I know they probably can't because, like import, but still. Also, don't buy one of these if you're in like a place where live blades are banned, because even though it is technically a trainer, I think there is no chance this gets through customs. So just be warned about that. Other than that, though, thank you all for watching. And I will see you all in the next one. This is pretty good. I will leave it as a rating of I will continue to actively flip it, unlike some of the other Balisongs I've reviewed lately. Not reviewed, sorry, we don't do reviews. Taken a look at lately. There we go. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.